So, you're thinking about buying a home in Northern Virginia, and with its close proximity to Washington D.C., world-class education system, and high-paying jobs, it's no wonder why this region's such a popular place to live. But before taking a plunge, there's some serious cons you should consider. So in this week's video, we'll explore if buying a home in Northern Virginia is even worth it, and I'll share with you 5 important factors that you must consider before making your decision. So stay tuned because we're getting started right now. Boom! Hey everybody, it's David, your favorite realtor, and welcome back to another video. So we all know Northern Virginia is a highly desirable place to live with its rich history, beautiful landscapes, high-paying jobs, close proximity to DC, and so much more. But just like any other area, there's gonna be some drawbacks, especially with buying a house. So we're gonna dive into the 5 cons of buying a home in Northern Virginia, and let's get the video started right now with the first con on the list, and that's gonna be the high cost of housing. So the high cost of housing is hands down the biggest con with buying a home in Northern Virginia, especially if you're relocating from another part of the country. You'll be looking at homes in Northern Virginia on Zillow, and you're absolutely gonna get sticker shock. So let's look at the numbers. So far in 2023, the average sales price of a home in Northern Virginia, and I'm talking about the 4 major counties with Arlington, Prince William, Loudoun, and Fairfax County, comes out to $690,000. That is a mind-blowing number. I can't believe it's so high to buy the average house in Northern Virginia. And if we break it down even more and look at everybody's favorite house with a single-family home, the average sales price of a single-family home comes out to $911,000. So we know the actual sales price of a home is very expensive, but how much will it be out of pocket? So I'm gonna jump on a fancy mortgage calculator and share with you an example of what your mortgage payment will be on the average sales price home of $690,000 here in Northern Virginia. Okay, so we have a sales price of $690,000. I would say most people will probably average 10% for your down payment. So right there, out the gate, $69,000 out of your pocket. I'll use today's interest rates of 6.5%. Property taxes, about $450, sounds about right. Homeowners insurance, $75, we'll go with that. PMI, $150 a month. HOA fee, that's probably the average HOA fee is $120 a month. So with the average sales price of a home in Northern Virginia, you're looking at a monthly mortgage payment of $4,724 per month. And this does not even count your closing costs. So we have our down payment of $69,000. You need to save about 2.5% for your closing costs. So now you're gonna be about $86,000 out of pocket with a monthly mortgage payment over $4,700 a month just to buy the average sales price home in Northern Virginia. In fact, if you want to rent a similar style property to this $690,000 home, it would be way less than $4,700 per month. Probably would be in that $3,000 to $3,500 per month. So right there, you'd be saving over $1,000 a month renting this property compared to buying it. So like I said, hands down, the biggest con of buying a home in Northern Virginia is the high cost of housing. Now the next con of buying a house in Northern Virginia is it's an extremely competitive housing market. So imagine this, you've been looking for the perfect house for 1 month, 2 months, even 3 months, and guess what? You finally found it. This is your dream house. It's your absolute favorite house. Well, guess what? Your favorite house is gonna be 5 to 10 other buyers' favorite house, and then you'll be competing in the dreaded multiple offer scenario. So when you're competing against 5+ buyers, then you have to go $10, $15, $20, $50,000 above asking price, waive your home inspection contingency, waive your appraisal contingency, do all of this just to lose to a cash buyer paying $75,000 above asking price. It is so frustrating. And yes, you can end up losing 3, 4, 5+ offers before finally securing a home. And I'll give you some pro tips dealing with this crazy market that we're in right now. You definitely want to hire a professional realtor. There's not the time to hire your cousin who just got their real estate license yesterday. Hire a pro who knows how to win multiple offer scenarios. Or another pro tip is, if you don't want to deal with the multiple offer scenario, I would wait till like after summer, like late summer, early fall, going into the holidays. The market here gets a lot less competitive. So instead of going against maybe 10 offers right now, you may only go against 1 or 2 other offers, or even better, be the only offer on the table. Another thing is too, I know it can be extremely frustrating to like lose out on a home that you really wanted to buy, but I'm a big believer in this. The home you end up buying always ends up being the best for some reason. In fact, it happened to myself personally. About 4 years ago, I ended up submitting offers on 2 properties. I lost them both. I won the 3rd house, and I'm so happy I did because the 3rd property was way better than the first 2 homes I submitted offers on. Now the next con is you can really want a single family home, but you may have to end up settling on a townhouse or a condo. Let me explain. So every client who reaches out to me saying, hey David, I'm looking to buy a house, 95% of them want a single family home. Nobody really wants a condo. However, in Northern Virginia, there's just a lot less single family homes available. In fact, of all the homes in Northern Virginia, only 46% of them are single family homes and the rest of them are townhomes or condos. And yes, there's a huge premium for single family homes. That's why the average sales price is so high at $911,000. And that's just Northern Virginia overall. If you go to Arlington County, the average sales price of a single family home there is $1.3 million. And that's why a lot of buyers, they'll shift their attention away from a single family home and go towards a townhouse or even a townhouse style condo. Because the average sales price of a 3+ bedroom townhouse in Northern Virginia is actually $600,000, which is $300,000 less expensive compared to a single family home. Now I will say this about townhomes in Northern Virginia. Anytime someone reaches out to me and they're relocating from another part of the country, one of the first questions I always ask is, are you open to buying a townhouse? 9 times out of 10, they say, no way, no how. Townhomes, they're in bad neighborhoods, they're for first-time home buyers. However, that's not the case here in Northern Virginia. There's a lot of beautiful luxury townhomes in A+ neighborhoods with the latest designs, all the bells and whistles built in the past 3 to 5 years, and my personal favorite feature, the rooftop terrace. Or even if you go for an older townhouse, those may be built in the 70s or 80s, a lot of them are in fantastic neighborhoods with A+ schools and a great place to raise a family. In fact, I fall into this category myself. I bought a home this time last year. I would have loved to bought a single family home, but I personally didn't want to spend over $1 million. That's why I went with a luxury townhouse style condo. I got a lot of the features and size of a single family, but for $300,000 less. So if you are moving to Northern Virginia and depending on your budget, I would 100% be open to buying a townhouse. Now the next con is most homes are part of a homeowners association. So a lot of people relocating to Northern Virginia, they come from parts of the country where HOAs are not very common and they've never had an HOA before, but HOAs are extremely common here in Northern Virginia, especially in Loudoun County. In fact, 74% of all the homes in Northern Virginia either have an HOA or a condo association, or maybe even a combination of both. And if you end up living in Reston, Virginia, you'll have 2 HOA fees to worry about with Reston Association and then your cluster/neighborhood association to pay for. And who the heck wants to pay 2 HOAs? So why don't people like HOAs? Well, a few reasons. One, you have rules and regulations to worry about with the HOA. People do not like being told what they can and cannot do with their own home. Second, and probably the biggest one, you have HOA fees. Now, I would say the average HOA fee that I see might be $120, $125 per month. Now, I've seen HOAs fees as high as $500 a month, and I've seen them as low as $20 a month. It just really depends on the neighborhood. And rightfully, people always want to know, what does my HOA actually get me? Now, there are some great HOAs that provide some fantastic amenities, like you may have a golf course, gym, indoor and outdoor pools, clubhouses. Some HOAs pay your cable and internet. How cool is that? And on the flip side, some HOAs you get absolutely nothing. Now, in my opinion, some HOAs are actually worth it. When I lived in Ashburn Village, my HOA fee was like $88 per month, and I was able to use their pools. There was an indoor gym, basketball court, sauna. So basically, I was able to use that gym every day, so I didn't have to pay for an outside gym membership. So that savings right there basically paid my HOA dues. Now, with that being said, if you just cannot stand having an HOA, there's still a lot of homes and neighborhoods that do not have any HOAs at all. Now, the next con of buying a home in Northern Virginia is chances are it could be a much older home. So interesting stat, 58% of all the homes in Northern Virginia were built before the year 1989. I wasn't even alive in 1989. Just kidding, I was born in 1982. And a general rule of thumb is the closer you get to Washington D.C, the older the homes get as well. And some drawbacks you may have with buying an older home is more repairs to worry about. Maybe you have to replace the roof a lot sooner than you wanted to, or maybe you have to replace your HVAC system a lot sooner than you wanted to. Or maybe you're buying a home and the seller hasn't updated their kitchen since 1975, so now you're gonna spend $50,000 to update that kitchen, or maybe $25,000 to update that bathroom, so it can be a lot more money out of pocket. Also, older homes tend to be a lot smaller compared to more modern homes. I think the average single family home in like 1950 was like 1,500 square feet. Now that same single family home in 2023 would be about 3,000 square feet. And the reason a lot of people settle on older homes is, let's say you want a much newer home, let's say built after the year 2010, and you want to be close to DC, let's say in Arlington, Alexandria, Falls Church, or maybe even the McLean area. On average, single family homes built after 2010 in those areas is $2.3 million. That is extremely expensive, and only a small population can afford a home that expensive. That's why a lot of people who want to buy a single family home in those areas gravitate towards older homes, because they're going to be a lot less expensive. So yes, there's definitely some cons of buying a home in Northern Virginia, but I believe the pros will 100% outweigh the cons of buying a home here. And if you want to talk more about your specific situation about buying a home in Northern Virginia, reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. You know I got your back. And check out this video right here. I dive in deep on the costs associated with buying a home right here in Northern Virginia, and I'll see you on the next video.